Think about how we used to consume movies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you'd go to a store, buy a physical DVD in a plastic case, take it home, and that was it. The transaction was completely over.
Exactly. But today, you don't really buy the disc. You subscribe to a streaming service. You're buying continuous access.
Right. And you're moving from a one-off transactional product to an ongoing service relationship.
Yeah, and it completely changes how a business interacts with its customer.
Right. And today, our mission for this deep dive is to look at a stack of research and figure out how heavy, complex industries are pulling off this exact same pivot. We're diving into a book called One, None, and 100,000 Servitization Trajectories in ACSI Companies.
Right.
And just to clarify that acronym, ACSI refers to Advanced Component and System Integrator Companies.
Yeah, so we're talking about highly specialized manufacturing and engineering firms, mostly in the Florence industrial ecosystem. And we're going to explore how they transition from, just selling metal parts to offering these advanced outcome-based business models. It's a concept called servitization.
Which is a massive industry reshaping shift. But what makes this book so compelling is right there in the title, which I guess is actually a nod to a famous Pirandello novel.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And it completely destroys the myth that there's, one single way to do this.
Right. So the one in the title is the illusion of a standard, foolproof playbook.
Exactly. The 100,000 represents the reality. I mean, there are 100,000 different trajectories shaped by a company's specific technology, their market, their role in the supply chain.
Okay, but then there's the none.
Right.
Which sounds completely counterintuitive. I mean, if the book is about companies successfully making this transition, why none?
Well, because for some firms, there's a boundary case in the book called Metalsit. And for them, tacking on traditional downstream services like aftermarket repair contracts, it's just economically irrational.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it simply doesn't fit their structure. Instead, their service logic is baked directly into their manufacturing capacity.
How does that actually work in practice, though? I mean, practically speaking.
So rather than selling a part and then, selling a separate maintenance plan for it, their service is their intense manufacturing agility.
Oh, I see.
They might guarantee incredibly rapid prototyping or specific high-level production tolerances.
Right.
So the service isn't an add-on product. The service is the manufacturing process itself.
That makes total sense. But to map all this out, the authors use a framework, right?
Yeah, the servitization staircase. They use it to measure a company's service maturity as they grow.
Wait, a staircase? Doesn't a staircase imply everyone is just, climbing up to the exact same top floor? Like there's only one destination? That kind of feels like it contradicts the whole 100,000 different paths idea.
That's the exact trap people fall into. Think of it this way. The framework measures maturity, but these companies are climbing staircases in entirely different buildings.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, take Baker Hughes, for example.
The massive energy tech company.
Right. They are on a very classic, mature staircase. They put sensors on massive oil rig equipment. So instead of just selling a drill, they monitor its wear and tear in real time to predict failures before they happen.
Oh, wow. So they're effectively selling continuous operational uptime to the client.
Exactly. So that's one building.
Okay.
Now look at Gruppo Florence. They operate in the luxury fashion industry. They aren't maintaining heavy machinery on an oil rig. They're orchestrating what's called manufacturing as a service.
Let's define that. What does manufacturing as a service actually look like for them?
It means they manage a huge distributed network of highly specialized artisans. So a major luxury brand doesn't have to juggle 50 different suppliers. They just go to Gruppo Florence.
Right.
And they handle the entire complex supply chain. The service they are providing is pure orchestration.
So if a company like, say, Hitachi Rail or Thales wants to move up their respective staircase, how do they actually do it? Are they phasing out their physical hardware to focus entirely on these new services?
No, and the data in the book makes this very clear. Service growth is a long-term process. Companies like Hitachi Rail, Thales, and Simi don't ditch their core products.
Right, they still have to make the stuff.
Exactly. The hardware and the new services have to grow together. But to make that jump to higher service levels, they absolutely rely on a digital catalyst.
You mean things like IoT sensors, cloud computing, and AI?
Precisely. Let's look at the mechanics of Hitachi Rail. In the old days, they sold train brakes, transaction over.
Yeah.
But today, they embed an IoT sensor on that physical brake. As the train operates, that sensor feeds constant data up to the cloud.
And then artificial intelligence analyzes that data to predict exactly when the brake will fail.
Exactly. So they complete a transition from selling a physical brake pad to selling guaranteed stopping power.
That is fascinating. The AI needs the physical sensor data to function, and the service, the predictive maintenance, demands the AI to be possible.
Right. They feed each other perfectly.
So if I'm a manager trying to navigate this or an academic studying these models, what is the ultimate takeaway here? Because clearly you can't just copy and paste the Baker Hughes playbook onto a completely different component supplier like Lippert.
You really can't. The ultimate takeaway the authors stress is that servitization is a configurational transformation.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning, it's not about finding one secret ingredient. It's about finding the exact right configuration or recipe for your specific business.
Right.
You have to perfectly align your internal organizational capabilities,
Yeah.
your external partnerships, and your ongoing physical product innovation.
So the physical hardware matters just as much as the digital software.
Absolutely. You can't have one without the other in these ACSI companies.
You know, that continuous loop between the physical product and the digital service really gets me thinking.
Yeah.
We started this deep dive by talking about the shift from physical DVDs to streaming.
Yeah.
But in this heavy industrial world, the physical product clearly isn't going away. Which leaves me wondering, if physical upgrades and digital services are locked in this endless reinforcing cycle, will the physical product eventually become just a temporary vessel, just a physical shell meant to deliver a permanent, ever-evolving digital relationship?
Thank you for listening to today's episode of our Digital Servitization Exchange podcast. We hope the insights sparked new ideas, challenged assumptions, and brought clarity to the evolving world of service and digital-driven business models. This podcast is grounded in extensive research across various fields, drawing on years of academic work, case studies, and cutting-edge publications. It also shaped by hands-on experience of our collaboration partners, whose real-world challenges and successes help us to translate theory into practice. If you enjoyed the episode, consider following the podcast and sharing it with colleagues who are navigating the civilization journey. Your support helps us continuing bridging high-quality research-based and practice-proven perspectives straight to your ears. Thank you for tuning in and see you in the next episode.